Welcome to our log yard safety video. This video must be watched and the transportation safety procedures reviewed and signed off prior to arriving at the mill. All drivers must follow these procedures when delivering logs for Canfor or accessing log yards. Do not use any equipment you have not been trained to use. Report any hazards or concerns to the log yard supervisor or at the scales. Canfor requires the following PPE be worn while on a Canfor site: high visi vests, hard hats, steel-toed boots with proper ankle support, eye protection, and gloves must be worn at all times on site. Use posted radio frequencies and follow all safe work procedures and signs. Use of alcohol or controlled drugs on company property will not be tolerated. The RCMP will be notified of any instances of suspected impairment. There is no smoking permitted outside of trucks while on mill property, or any log yard including the weigh scale area, unless in a designated smoking area. Truck brakes must always be dynamited whenever the driver leaves the cab. Mobile equipment in the log yard, including loaders, have the right-of-way. Ensure you have either radio or eye contact with equipment operators. We will cover the following topics: scale-in, D-wrap station, unloading, scale-out, and trailer hoist. Scale-in. Approach the scales at a speed of no more than 5 km an hour. You must not exceed 15 km an hour in all other areas of the mill property and log yard. Drivers must be out of the truck when being weighed in and out. Ensure you are following the latest COVID protocols, as the requirements change frequently. If you have any questions, please ask a supervisor. Trucks must be in neutral with brakes set while parked at the scales. Take the fully completed load slip into the weigh scaler for entry into the scale computer. The weighmaster will give you load tags which must be stapled to the front of each bundle on the load. Each tag must have 4 staples to ensure it stays on the logs. While walking around your truck and trailer, assess your load for hazards such as loose logs or objects prior to using the D-wrap station and removing wrappers. If a load is found to be unsafe, do not use the D-wrap station. Call for a loader to come and assist with safely securing the load before wrappers are removed. D-wrap station. Assess your load for hazards such as loose logs or objects prior to using the D-wrap station and removing wrappers. If any logs are not secure within the bunk stakes or a load is found to be unsafe, do not use the D-wrap station and call for a loader to assist with safely securing the load before wrappers are removed. Wrappers must not be removed from loads until the load has been properly restrained by a log loader or removed at a D-wrap station. When approaching any D-wrap station, it is important to stay within 1 foot or 30 centimeters of the D-wrap station's base. Inspect the walkway and D-wrap arms before using. Report any hazards or damaged equipment to the scale shack or log yard supervisor. Lower the D-wrap station's arms and ensure that at least 2 arms are touching the bunk and the full length of the logs are covered by the arms before removing wrappers from a load. Always stay inside the D-wrap structure and never allow anyone to have access from or stand behind the D-wrap station. Always watch the top of your load when pulling your wrappers. A log or debris could fall from the top of your load between the D-wrap arms and strike you. All D-wrap arms must be put back in their upright positions before pulling away from the D-wrap station. When throwing the D-wrap arms, be sure to keep your hands away from the beam that stops the arms in both the upright and down positions. These pinch points present a high potential for injury to your hands and/or fingers. Before you pull away from the D-wrap station, always look back or check your mirror to ensure that the arms have been put back in their full upright position. Truck unloading. After leaving the D-wrap station, you will be in radio contact with the loader operators and will receive instructions as to where to position your trailer for unloading. The unloading area can be very dangerous, and you are required to stay in your truck while being offloaded. The company will not be responsible for damage caused to short log trucks because of improper bunk, false bunk spacing, or inadequate load-to-frame clearance for the available offloading equipment. Scale out. Pull onto the outbound scale at the scale house and take the deck information into the Weighmaster for input into the scale computer and completion of the load. Proceed from here to the trailer loader area. Trailer loading hoist. Trailer hoists are only to be used by Canfor employees or contractors authorized to deliver logs to Canfor that are trained how to use the equipment safely. Pull stakes down using the stake breaking tools that are available for you to use. Follow the direction from all posted signs and never climb on the bunks to pull your stakes down. Before driving under the crane, confirm the crane's capacity is greater than the weight of your trailer. Do not exceed the trailer hoist maximum load capacity, and never use the hoist as a load-bearing sling to perform repairs to your trailer. Ensure the hoist bottom block and hook are high enough to clear the load. Red light indicates that the hoist block is not in the park position and it is not safe to proceed. Stop and raise the hoist to a park position, and the green light will indicate the hoist block is in the park position and it is safe to proceed. Drive truck ahead and align it with the hoist to ensure no side loading of the hoist occurs. Set truck and trailer brakes. Identify the posted signs and ensure you read and understand all listed items. It is important to watch for hazards when using the trailer hoist, including mobile equipment in the log yard, slips and trips from icy, muddy, wet, and uneven ground conditions, debris from truck or rocks, falling objects from suspended equipment, hoist, mollies, hooks, or trailer, stored energy if hoist, mollies, hooks, trailer, or pike pole breaks free, MSI injuries from using the pike pole and awkward body positions, pinch points from moving equipment. Confirm the pre-shift inspection has been completed by Canfor and the hoist is safe to use. Know where to access the manufacturer's owner's manual. Complete a pre-visual inspection to identify any damage or deficiencies and to confirm trailer hoist is safe to use. A. Confirm the location of the overhead crane disconnect. B. Identify the pendant control, identifying directional markers and ensuring there is no physical damage. C. Inspect the pendant cable for damage and proper attachment to the pendant control. No cuts, exposed wires, and not supporting the weight of the pendant. D. Inspect the strain relief to ensure the cable is supporting the pendant weight and that it is in good condition with no frays. E. Test the emergency stop by running a function and with the function pressed, activate the emergency stop. Do not operate and immediately report any operating or mechanical deficiencies to the log yard supervisor, loader operator, or weigh scales. Lower hoist hook to trailer while watching wire rope. Inspect wire rope for broken wires, kinks, sways, anything that causes doubt. Do not push control buttons with any object other than your finger or thumb. Inspect crane hook for any apparent damage and hook latch for proper operation. Inspect trailer hook, ring, and shackle for any apparent damage and wear. Inspect your trailer molly. Mollies must be in good condition and secured to the trailer to allow for proper balance when lifting. Mollies must conform to legal WCB standards. Mollies need to be replaced if 3 or more wires are broken in one strand, there is evidence of kinking, bird caging, or any other damage resulting in the distortion of the rope structure. Install hoist hook onto the molly and add tension, but do not lift the trailer. Confirm hoist cables are straight and there is no side loading. Keep fingers out of pinch point between hook and molly cable. Driver must always stay outside of the crane structure whenever the trailer is elevated. Lift trailer. Watch hoist and all cables for possible snagging and ensure the trailer is high enough to clear the truck. Return pendant to holder and depress the emergency stop button. Back up truck. Lower trailer onto truck using a pike pole to adjust trailer onto the truck. Do not use your hand to adjust the trailer onto your truck. Do not operate the hoist inside of the crane structure when the trailer is elevated. To safely use a pike pole, Keep flat feet and shoulder width apart with one foot behind the other, and position the handle end of the pole to the side of your body to prevent being struck by the handle. Raise hoist back to centered park position and the green light shows it is safe to proceed, as this will ensure it is high enough for the next truck to safely drive under. At all times, when not using the hoist controller, the red emergency stop button must be pushed in. Place pendant back in holder. It is critically important that these safety procedures are followed and the trailer hoist is only operated from a safe position outside the frame and outside the bight. This is to ensure your safety and reduce the risk of serious injury if the molly or any component on the trailer hoist fail. It is important to remember, trailers may not fall straight down, and they will bounce. All incidents that occur in the log yard, hazard, near miss, property damage, or injury, must be reported to the log yard supervisor or weighmaster immediately after having occurred. If the log yard supervisor is not available, the incident must be reported to the weighmaster. In case of emergency evacuation of the mill site, all drivers must remain in the cab of the truck and await further instructions. In the event of injury, log truck drivers can get immediate first aid help by radioing scales and requesting first aid. Scalers will summon first aid attendants from the mill. Any damage to your truck or trailer is to be dealt with prior to leaving the yard. A damage report must be filled out and signed off. Please report damage at the scales to the log yard supervisor. An incident investigation will be conducted to determine the cause and responsibility. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you are unsure of any safety procedures, ask the log yard supervisor, the weighmaster, or any Canfor operations personnel. Stay alert for changing conditions and hazards. Thank you for your commitment to working safely while delivering logs to Canfor facilities. Your safety and the safety of our employees is very important to us.